So the Valorant Franchise League has been underway for a little while now, and already major upsets and complete power ranking changes have been happening in every league. But in this video I want to answer the question, what team has been the biggest surprise so far? Well, there's a few teams that have really destroyed their preseason expectations. From T1 and Gen G in the Pacific League getting off to hot starts, or Furia proving that Brazil has more than one top tier team in the Americas League. But no team has risen up more ranks in my preseason power rankings than Turkey's FUT Esports in the emea League. Through 4 matches they have gone 3-1, with wins against Team Vitality, Koi, and Heretics, only losing to a hard match against Team Liquid. They are currently in 2nd place in the standings, only behind the perfect lock-in winners, Fnatic. This is not the start I thought this team would have, as I originally had them at 8th out of 10. What changed to lead to this dominant start? And is this just a fluke, or could they keep it up and qualify for Masters Tokyo at the end of the split? Let's get right into it. So why did I have them so low to begin with? Prior to the start of the season, we got to see this Turkish roster compete in 2 events with franchise teams. In December, the Red Bull home ground, and then in the lock-in tournament in February. In these events, they went 1-4, only picking up a match against RRQ. Not that impressive of a record, especially losing to Team Heretics pretty easily. There was some glimpse of hope, which actually boosted my ranking of them just a little bit. They were able to keep it close against 100 Thieves in lock-in, pushing them to a map 3, where if just a few things went differently, FUT would have made it into the quarterfinals. So I definitely thought they had a potential, as their IGL Mr. Fallen held his own competing against teams like Team Liquid and 100 Thieves. And since prior to December, all the Turkish players had little experience against international talent. And I thought that over the course of the season, they would start being able to match up against these teams and even maybe beat them towards the end of the split. But that's why they were 8th in my eyes. But right now they're proving they didn't need any time to get used to the big stage, and are gunning for a chance to make a splash in the first Masters of the year if they keep up the momentum. So what magic changes for this team had allowed them to already take on some of EMEA's hardest teams and come out alive? Let's watch this round from FUT vs Koi, where FUT actually lost this round, but I want to show off their ability to reposition so well and realize how to move from a completely losing position to Koi having to pull off a 1v2 clutch just to survive. So this is a clear A attack from Koi, planning to fully commit early before FUT can rotate with their whole team towards A nest. Koi sends in Util to set up their A attack, where the Owl drone gives Koi enough information to get the first blood, opening up the site completely. And only KJ and Fade are near site. FUT decides wisely to give up the plant and hold for some of Koi's util to run out before advancing. This is a super hard retake, as Koi plays an open plant where FUT will have to engage them and lose more time for the defuse. But this is where FUT is able to read the situation well and use the Nightfall to deafen any of Koi near sight, allowing FUT to swing together and pick up important kill on Trex. They continue to take advantage of a few of Koi being deafened as they pinch the overexposed Starzo, leading to a 4v3, quickly flipping the script on Koi. But still, Koi has been able to move off site, and FUT will have to continue to find good positions to dwindle down Koi's numbers. Kiwi falls, but it gives Mr. Fallen a chance to defuse in his cove, which has been one of the single biggest changes to the post-plant meta in a long time, as it forces Koi to peek and try to spray him down, which allows the rest of FUT to surprise the ziplining Wolfen. Koi eventually kills the defuser, but not before it's halved. This is starting to feel like a crazy win for FUT, especially as they swing perfectly onto Cold Dementor on Rafters, putting it all to Shados. Around that, Koi should have easily won with such a great advantage. He is able to pull off a clutch, as FUT is unlucky at not hitting their shots. The difference between winning and losing that round was 2 body shots, which is all thanks to their ability to read the advantages and disadvantages and play off each other effectively to actually overwhelm opponents in gunfights. There are a number of times in this round that FUT were able to get a kill without losing anyone, thanks to them swinging as pairs. This is a common theme in a lot of FUT's matches, as they focus more on team cohesion than fragging out, allowing them to slow down some of the world's most technically skilled players. So that brings me to another one of the biggest changes for FUT, their ability to go round for round against any team with any players. When facing Team Liquid, they were able to shut down Nats on Lotus by avoiding his Viper's pits, not allowing them to create godlike plays later in rounds, allowing them to take a map off Team Liquid before suffering their loss. This is one of the skills FUT excels at, as they showcased against teams like 100 Thieves, Team Vitality. I wouldn't be surprised now if they were able to do the same against Na'Vi and Fnatic, creating an intense 3-map series, as it seems like FUT can match up against any competition right now. And if you're not able to hit your shots, you might just get 2-0'd by them, like Koi or Team Heretics recently were. So now with a 3-1 start to the season and 5 matches left, does FUT have a chance to qualify for Masters Tokyo? For the EMEA region, they are given 4 spots due to Fnatic Fnatic winning lock-in, granting emea an extra slot. So if the season ended today, then they would qualify for the playoffs, where the top 4 out of the 6 teams goes to Masters Tokyo. So does the remainder of the schedule keep them in this place for playoffs? So here's their schedule. Honestly, this side of the schedule looks just a decent amount harder than the first half, with Fnatic and Na'Vi still to face, which will really test if they belong at the very top of the standings, as well as a hungry Giants team that could make a close series with them. But BBL and Karma Core shouldn't be too much for this team, which if they only lose to Fnatic and Na'Vi, they would finish 6-3 and be guaranteed a spot in playoffs. By defeating Team Vitality, they pretty much took destiny in their own hands and should have a really good chance of qualification, as long as they're not upset. If Foot is able to carry this momentum forward in these last stretches of game, then I'm excited to see how they can compete at the international level, especially after running into a hot 100 Thieves team that cut their run premature in lock-in. I can see this team actually becoming somewhat of a dark horse in the next Masters event. So I really want to watch this underdog team from Turkey continue to light it up in Europe and see how they fare compared to the very top of the league in their matches against Fnatic and Na'Vi in the coming weeks.